Hello, I am your host Dumont, and welcome to another edition of Bakugan Talk. Once again, I am going to borrow from the Transformers community. There was a questionnaire, I believe it was titled 10 Questions for Collectors, or something like that. I'm going to bring that over into the Bakugan world, and even though I don't consider myself a collector, I feel that a lot of this stuff applies. So let me answer those 10 questions. Number one, how do you financially deal with Bakugan? This will also help. Another question is, why do I not do trades and stuff like that? It's basically because since I'm an adult, I can go buy any Bakugan that I want. I don't have a limit. I could pretty much spend as much as I want, and I could get as many as I want. So there's really no need for me to trade. So that's why. And so how do I financially deal with that? Well, I put a lot of limits on myself because it has to come from me. There's no one else to really put a limit on me. So I have an entire system where, I become very, very picky, and I do a lot of homework, and I decide, I'm only going to get these two, or I'm going to not get these other ones and stuff like that. So that's very important to me. It takes a lot of discipline, takes a lot of research, takes a lot of thinking, and I find that highly enjoyable. Question number two, do you keep packaging? The only thing that I really keep is from the Special Attack Bakugan. It has the shiny circles. I like to keep those for some reason. Other than that, no, but I do have a lot of Bakugan that's actually unopened. I do have quite a bit, too much. I really don't like that because it takes way too much space, but I do have quite a bit that's not open. How important is display? Well, display is very nice. I would love to put them, where they're all displayed in their alt modes. And I really like to do that. However, the current place that I'm at, my location, my apartment, is it's not really. This apartment is not really how do you call it, to where I have it for display. All I really do here is pretty much just work out. It's a very simple. It's not a comfortable living place, and I don't want it that way because it just. What I do here is not relax and chill. I just work out, so I train myself, train my body, train my mind. So if I ever move into another place where it's a little bit more laid back and I could put up posters and stuff like that, I would definitely do it. But right now, no. Do you own multiples of the same figure? This is very important to me. I'd rather have a multiple of the same figure than have different figures just for variety. So, like for example, I have like 3 or 4 Helios. I have like, I probably have like 5 or 6, maybe even more Brontes. So that's a lot more important to me than let's say I could get like 3 different special attacks, or I could get 3 different or more, 4 or 5 different other Bakugans. I'd rather get the same ones and spend the same amount of money. So that's for me, it's quality, not quantity. What Bakugans do you avoid? Well, I definitely avoid the ones that look like they're gonna break very easily. I hate that. I hate that. So if it has a lot of tiny parts, if it looks very complicated, then for sure I avoid those completely. And also I try to avoid special attacks. The gimmicks and stuff to me are unimpressive. I like normal, so I'd go for the normal Bakugans. Traps and all that, I try to avoid them as much as possible. However, they have some really cool ones, so I have to go test it out and buy some. But usually, if it really comes down to it, am I really impressed by those? The answer is no. Number 6, what is most important to you in a Bakugan toy? How good it looks is what he said. How good it looks? Well, sure, how good it looks is but that's so objective, that changes from person to person. And even myself, I might change how I think about that, from time to time. I'll change my own opinion. The character, is, I don't watch the show religiously, so I don't know a whole lot about the characters and stuff. Certain characters are very interesting, but like Brontes, for example. When he came out on the show, I was real excited. I watched that episode and a couple of times actually, and the character did not disappoint, so that definitely helped. But overall, the character usually doesn't help too much. Okay, I concentrate more on the toy. So playability. I guess all the Bakugans you can play with. I guess in playability, I try to look for other things like fan modes. Does it fuse? Can it combine? And those things are definitely a plus. Transformation, very important. This is extremely important. That's probably the most important thing that I look for in a Bakugan toy. It needs to transform smoothly. It needs to transform good. It needs to be simple and solid. So that's most important. Rarity, how rare it is. The only rare ones, I guess, are the special ones, right? The ones that come in like neon, bronze, translucent. Those are the rare ones. If you're talking more rare than that, there are a few like that, but I don't really care about that because value to me is objective. So no, that's not that important. How new the toy is. This is probably the least important thing. I hate fads. I don't like to go on bandwagons. To me, that's like very shallow perspective. People switch bandwagons all the time. People go with new fads. They change their opinions. But during the time that new thing came out, they're like, this is the greatest, hottest thing. And then, like a year later, they don't even look at it. I hate that kind of attitude. It's very unloyal and wishy-washy. So how new the toy is, I do not go for that at all. Does not affect me. How do you store your Bakugan? Baku case. Definitely Baku case. Man, I have way too many, I feel like, and I'm running out, so I need to get some more. Will you buy a toy when you hate the character? This is question number 8, and vice versa. So, if I dislike the character, would I buy the toy? Sure, if the toy is good. And then vice versa. So, if I really like the character, but I don't like the toy, would I still buy it? No, I won't. The toy is what I'm buying, so the toy is what's important. So I don't care how much I like the character. If the toy is no good, forget it. Number 9, personal favorite toy line. My personal favorite from the Bakugan line, it would probably be the 6 legendary soldiers, which was called the Baku Swap. Yeah, I'd say that was my favorite. Number 10, the most important thing you learned from Bakugan. How to have an opinion, but not to take myself too seriously. That's the most important lesson that I learned.